The internet thought Kanye West was finished, that Bianca's shocking breakdown had finally exposed the man behind the mask. But no one expected what came next. Kanye West just fired back, and this time he's not holding anything back. Sources close to Ye claim he's ready to reveal the real reason Bianca tried to walk away. And it's darker than anyone imagined. Behind closed doors, things weren't what the world thought they were. While the media painted Kanye as controlling, Ye's inner circle is now leaking messages, recordings, and details that flip the entire story upside down. Was Bianca really the victim, or was she part of something bigger? In the last few days, fans have noticed Kanye dropping cryptic clues online, hidden lyrics, strange Instagram posts, and even new designs in his Yeezy line that seem to send a message straight to Bianca. And now the internet's divided. Some are saying this is Kanye's redemption arc. Others believe it's his ultimate downfall. Tonight, we break down everything. What Kanye said, what Bianca revealed, and how this power couple went from picture perfect to total chaos. Because trust me, what you're about to hear might just change how you see them both, forever. For weeks, the internet couldn't stop talking about Bianca Censori's breakdown. Her emotional moment, the one where she allegedly revealed Kanye's controlling behavior, had the world convinced that their marriage was falling apart. But behind the headlines, something much bigger was brewing. While fans were busy dissecting every tear, every quote, and every body language cue from Bianca, Kanye West was planning his next move. You see, Kanye isn't someone who reacts impulsively, not when it comes to his legacy. When the world turns its back on him, he observes in silence, and then strikes back when nobody expects it. And this time, that strike came in the form of truth, his truth. Rumors started spreading that Kanye was preparing to drop receipts, not just words, but proof. Allegedly, private messages, unreleased footage, and documents that could completely rewrite the narrative Bianca built around her emotional breakdown. People close to Kanye claimed that he felt betrayed, that Bianca had twisted their private struggles into a public performance and something you never wanted. Because for him, loyalty isn't optional, it's everything. And when that loyalty is broken, there's no turning back. But let's rewind for a second. How did we even get here? When Bianca Censori entered Kanye's life, she was quiet, artistic, and deeply fascinated by his world. She wasn't a fame-hungry model chasing headlines. She worked at Yeezy, understood design, and was drawn to Kanye's creative madness. It was that connection, the shared obsession with art, architecture, and rebellion, that brought them together after his divorce from Kim Kardashian. But fame changes everything. Overnight, Bianca went from being a low-key designer to the most talked-about woman in Hollywood. Paparazzi followed her every step, critics dissected her every outfit, and social media turned her into a symbol. Kanye's new muse. At first, she seemed to handle it. But soon, cracks began to show. Behind the glamorous outfits and public appearances, insiders started whispering that Bianca was feeling suffocated, not by Kanye's love, but by the constant pressure of being Mrs. West. She couldn't breathe without headlines telling her who to be, what to wear, how to act. And when she finally broke down, people blamed Kanye. But being refused to stay silent. According to a source close to him, Kanye felt like the world had turned Bianca's pain into entertainment, twisting the truth for clicks and views. He reportedly told his team, "They want to paint me as the villain again. But they don't even know half the story." And that's when the fire started to build. Kanye began hinting at a hidden truth, something that would expose what was really happening behind the scenes. Some say it's personal. Others say it's something about the industry's influence on Bianca herself, because Ye believes that once you step into the Hollywood machine, it starts controlling everything, your image, your emotions, even your relationships. And he wasn't about to let that happen again. In a series of cryptic posts, Kanye dropped hints that he was ready to set the record straight. Fans spotted references to betrayal, loyalty, and spiritual warfare in his new sketches and fashion concepts. And one of the most chilling lines from his leaked notebook read, "They think she left me. But I let her go before they got her." No one knew what that meant, but it sent shockwaves through his fan base. People started speculating that Kanye believed someone was influencing Bianca, pushing her to turn against him, to make him look unstable again. Because if you followed Ye's story, you know one thing: he's been at war with the system for years. From his battles with record labels to his clashes with fashion elites, Kanye's been fighting against invisible hands trying to control his art, and now, maybe even his love life. And while Bianca's side told a story of emotional exhaustion and control, Kanye's circle started whispering that Bianca wasn't as innocent as she seemed. That maybe she was being used. By the end of that week, Kanye reportedly told his team he was done being silent. He wanted to tell the truth before they bury it. The moment Kanye West finally breaks his silence, reveals what really happened behind closed doors, and exposes why Bianca tried to leave in the first place, because according to Ye, this wasn't just a relationship gone wrong. It was an orchestrated setup to destroy him once and for all. The world thought Kanye West had gone silent. Bianca's emotional breakdown was the end of their story. But behind closed doors, Ye was working, planning, and documenting everything. And when he finally decided to speak, the internet wasn't ready. Late one night, Kanye dropped a series of cryptic messages online. No captions, no hashtags, just a few words scribbled over black and white photos. Truth can't be edited. They turned love into leverage. This was never about control. Fans went wild. Within minutes, your Kanye Speaks started trending worldwide. Everyone wanted to know, what truth was he talking about? And then, a leaked audio clip appeared online, allegedly from Kanye's inner circle, where Ye can be heard saying, "They made her believe she was trapped. But I was the one surrounded." That one line changed everything, because for the first time, people began to wonder if Kanye wasn't the villain, but the victim. According to insiders, Ye had been quietly recording conversations, collecting messages, and saving evidence to protect himself. He knew the media was waiting for him to explode, to say something they could twist, so instead, he let the silence build until his truth would hit harder than any headline. And then came the turning point. Sources claim Kanye called a private meeting with a few of his trusted friends, producers, designers, even a few journalists he knew would listen. He allegedly showed them screenshots, messages, and emails that revealed Bianca had been under extreme pressure, not from him, but from outsiders. Apparently, powerful people in the fashion world had begun contacting Bianca right after her marriage went public. They wanted her for interviews, endorsements, photo shoots, but only if she agreed to distance herself from Kanye. One email reportedly said, "We can make you the face of a new movement, but you have to control the narrative." And that's when Kanye realized the truth. Bianca wasn't trying to expose him. She was being used to control him. He felt betrayed. Not by her words, but by the forces manipulating her image. Because this wasn't just about marriage anymore. This was about Hollywood's obsession with tearing Kanye West down, piece by piece. Remember, Ye has always been outspoken about the system. He's talked about handlers, contracts, and hidden agendas that control artists. And now he believed that same system had found a way into his home. He reportedly told one of his friends, "They couldn't cancel me through the industry, so they came through my marriage." It was a powerful claim, and it sent fans into a frenzy. Within days, people started reanalyzing Bianca's interviews and appearances. Some noticed that her tone had changed, from supportive to distant, from quiet to defensive. In one clip, she mentioned wanting freedom, but refused to say from what. Now, fans were convinced that Kanye was right, that Bianca's freedom wasn't from him, it was from them. The more Kanye's team hinted at proof, the more the internet turned upside down. Blogs started reporting that Kanye had screenshots showing text exchanges between Bianca and unnamed industry insiders, people, allegedly offering her money and publicity to speak out against Ye, and then came the shocking revelation and a supposed recording of a conversation between Bianca and one of Kanye's former associates where she allegedly said, "They told me if I leave him, I'll be bigger than ever." Whether the clip was real or not didn't even matter. The damage was done. Fans began questioning everything. Could it be that Kanye wasn't controlling, but protecting her? Had the media flipped the entire narrative for clicks? Kanye's silence ended the moment that clip went viral. He appeared at a private Yeezy event, looked straight into the camera, and said one simple sentence. "You can't break me with love that was never for sale." The crowd fell silent. No music, no theatrics, just raw truth. People close to him say that line was his way of saying he had seen through the manipulation, that he knew what was happening behind the scenes, and he wasn't going to play their game anymore. But if Kanye's words shocked the world, Bianca's reaction stunned everyone. Instead of responding publicly, she disappeared for several days. No social media posts, no appearances, nothing. And when she finally resurfaced, fans noticed something strange. She was wearing the Yeezy line again. The same design she once said reminded her too much of him. To Kanye's supporters, that was the sign. She had realized the truth. To others, it was proof of manipulation. Either way, the story had changed. Kanye wasn't the broken man anymore. He was the fighter, reclaiming his voice, his marriage, and his narrative. By the end of that week, the media began to shift. Headlines went from Bianca exposes Kanye to Kanye speaks out. Podcasters, influencers, and journalists started debating. Was Bianca's breakdown real? Or was it the result of pressure from the industry machine? And through all of it, Kanye remained calm, focused on his art, his message, and his mission to prove that love and control are not the same thing. He told one interviewer privately, "They think they know me, but they only know the version they created. I'm not broken, I'm awake." Those words echoed across social media. And for the first time in a long time, people started to believe him, but wasn't done yet. Kanye drops the biggest bomb of all. The final truth he claims will expose everyone involved, not just in his marriage, but in the entire Hollywood system that tried to destroy him. And once that truth comes out, there will be no going back. By the time Kanye's words began echoing across the internet, the storm had already started. Media outlets were scrambling for answers. Fans were divided, half defending Bianca, half standing by Ye. But none of them knew what was coming next, because Kanye West wasn't just defending himself anymore. He was about to expose something far bigger than a marriage drama. He was about to expose the system itself. For years, Kanye had warned about Hollywood's hidden hands, how fame, money, and influence could turn even love into a weapon. And now, in his most shocking revelation yet, Ye decided to show the world how deep it really goes. At a private Sunday service event, surrounded by a small group of friends, musicians, and cameras, Kanye reportedly shared a series of voice notes, messages, and recordings that he had been collecting since the beginning of his relationship with Bianca. According to insiders who were present, what he revealed wasn't just about Bianca. It was about how powerful industry figures had allegedly been trying to manipulate his life since his public fallout with major corporations. In one clip, you can reportedly be heard saying, "They don't just cancel your contracts, they cancel your peace. They use the people closest to you to break you down from the inside." He then played a recording of a conversation that allegedly showed a well-known media executive offering Bianca career opportunities in exchange for exclusive access to her personal life. The implication was clear. Someone wanted to control the narrative around Kanye West by controlling the woman next to him. That night, Kanye didn't name names, but he didn't need to. The message was loud and clear. Hollywood doesn't care about love. It cares about control, and that statement sent shockwaves across the entire entertainment world. Social media exploded. Hashtags like "Wash Kanye was right" and "Protect Bianca" started trending. People who had once mocked Ye's rants were now beginning to see a pattern. The same machine that chewed him up during his public breakdown was now being exposed, piece by piece. But the craziest part, Bianca's silence. Even after Kanye's shocking reveal, she didn't deny a single thing. No statements. No interviews. No fact checks. Just silence. And a few quiet appearances wearing her wedding ring again. And that's when the tide began to turn. A source close to Bianca claimed she was shaken by how much Kanye knew, that she had no idea he'd been documenting everything. She reportedly told a friend, "He was protecting us in a way I didn't understand back then." For Kanye, it was never about revenge. It was about reclaiming the truth. In a heartfelt moment caught on camera, Ye told his audience, "They said I was crazy. Maybe I am. But I'm crazy enough to believe that truth still matters." That line hit hard. It was the raw, unfiltered Kanye, vulnerable but unbreakable. The crowd erupted into cheers, and within hours, clips from that event went viral. Fans began calling it the redemption of Ye. Because after years of being painted as unstable, controlling, and unpredictable, Kanye had finally taken control of his own story. And in doing so, he exposed the way the industry manipulates not just artists, but their entire lives. Behind the scenes, journalists began digging deeper into the claims. Some found links between Bianca's sudden modeling offers and companies that had previously cut ties with Kanye. Others started connecting dots between media outlets, PR teams, and powerful execs who had all benefited from the chaos around him. It wasn't just gossip anymore, it was a pattern. And as the evidence grew, so did the public's realization that maybe, just maybe, Kanye had been telling the truth all along. Bianca eventually returned to public life, quietly, carefully, and without fanfare. But fans noticed something different about her. The flashy looks were gone. The exaggerated headlines had stopped. She seemed calmer, more grounded, and whenever someone mentioned Kanye's name, she smiled. Not in pain, but in respect. People close to them say they've reconnected, not as the couple the media wanted them to be, but as two people who finally understood each other away from the noise. And for Kanye, this chapter wasn't about proving he was right. It was about showing that even when the world tries to rewrite your story, truth has a way of finding its way back. He reportedly told his pastor during a private conversation, "God doesn't waste pain. Every time they tried to break me, he built me stronger. That's the Ye the world forgot. The visionary, the fighter, the man who refuses to let the system define him." As the lights dimmed at that final Sunday service, Kanye stood in front of his audience, lifted his mic, and said one last thing. "They thought I lost my mind, but really I just lost my patience." The crowd went silent. The message was clear. Kanye West wasn't done. This wasn't the end of his story. It was the rebirth. Because if there's one thing we've learned from it's this. You can cancel the contracts, silence the media, and twist the headlines. But you can't kill the truth. And for Kanye, that truth is finally setting him free. If you believe the media never tells the full story, hit that like button. Comment what you think really happened between Kanye and Bianca, and don't forget to subscribe. Because what's coming next might just be the biggest revelation in Hollywood yet.